for me, that's what this election is all about. This election is about that fundamental choice. What do we believe is America? And we get to make that decision. So, here's how I see this. I'm running for the United States Senate because I believe that we can make the decision to build America's future. I believe that. Now, as people were walking in the door, I talked to folks as they were walking in, and I shook hands with some people. And some people would say to me as they shook hands, I've been here all along. I walked back with Paul Tsongas when he ran for office in the very first time. People who said, I've worked on different campaigns and identified the campaigns they had worked on. People who'd worked on Senator Kennedy's campaigns. People who'd worked on Governor Patrick's campaigns. And I say, thank you so much for being here. There are other people who, as they walked in, said, I've never worked on an electoral campaign before in my life. And I said, neither have I. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn from the people who have done this, and we're going to bring in new people who've never done this before. That's how we're going to make this happen. Now, I've never done an electoral campaign before, never been a candidate before, but I have run one campaign before. And that was a campaign for a consumer financial protection. And by golly, I've learned from that campaign. I am a more dangerous woman.
That's good.
So I want to talk a little bit about what I learned from running that campaign, or from helping put that campaign together. And here's what I've got from that one. So you remember it was 3 years ago right now. The markets had crashed. We were busily bailing out the largest financial institutions in the country. Henry Paulson was Secretary of the Treasury. He had given away $350 billion in taxpayer money to the 9 largest financial institutions on a no-strings-attached basis. No restrictions on how they were to spend it or to account for it. And at that moment, we were starting to talk about what kind of rules do we need going forward, just like we did as we came out of the Great Depression. And there was lots of talk about the macro policies, about derivatives, about capital reserve requirements, all very important things, but nothing about the family level. And so I kept asking the question, what are we going to do for American families? Because we cannot forget, this crisis started one lousy mortgage at a time. And if we don't fix that, then we are simply inviting it to happen again and again. And so I described this Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, a place where we have a voice in Washington, we bring all the consumer laws into one place, have somebody who really cares about them, has some real expertise, and would watch out for gouging on credit cards, for tricky mortgages, on student loans, all of consumer lending in one place. And I went and talked to our friends about this, a lot of folks in Washington, and I said, I think we should try this consumer agency. And people said 2 things to me. A lot of them said, it's a great idea, don't do it. And the don't do it was because you will be up against the largest lobbying force ever assembled on the face of the earth. And they will make killing this agency their #1 priority. Not the top 5, they will make it the #1 priority. So it cannot be done. Now the way I heard that, of course, was try harder.